Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Hillary Clinton is returning to the presidential campaign trail after her brush with pneumonia. To counter questions about her fitness for office, she released medical records. And her Republican rival, Donald Trump, has been talking about his health on a TV show. Kylie Morris is in Washington. Kylie, how's your health?
Chris, I'm feeling fine. Thank you so much for asking. I seem to have escaped walking pneumonia. I don't know whether I'm as healthy as Donald Trump, though, who seems enormously healthy, judging by his appearance on the Dr. Oz show today. He was under pressure to release more medical records, so he has done that. He wasn't quizzed in great detail, but this is how his appearance alongside Dr. Oz looked.
Hormone problems like thyroid issues?
Nope.
Blood sugar problems?
Nope.
Diabetes? Any heart problems?
Nope. A couple of
Lung complaints, asthma, wheezing?
No, nothing. I mean, really nothing. It's been, people are amazed. I haven't had a cold in a long time. Years.
So yes, judging by that, of course, we didn't get very much forensic detail at all on this, and he had been under pressure because he'd only released previously a note that was kind of jotted off by his doctor in New York, but that's as much clarity and transparency, I think, we can expect from him for now.
Has any of it moved the polls?
There has been movement in the polls, troubling for the Clinton campaign. The most recent poll today, which took into account what happened last Sunday, shows that she is losing support. It is very tight, judging by this New York Times CBS poll. And the most concerning aspect of that is not so much that he is gaining support, but as I said, she is losing support. So she really has her work cut out for her in the few weeks remaining, certainly before the first debate.
And do you think that's about pneumonia?
Sorry, say that again?
If she's losing support, do you think that's about pneumonia?
If she's losing support, what did you say about?
Is this about pneumonia?
Is it about pneumonia? No, it's a political problem for her now. I think it's fair to say, not really a health problem. She'll recover from the pneumonia, but can she recover in the polls as quickly as she needs to?
Thanks, Kylie. Hearing check, perhaps. Now, it's been another golden day in Rio for Paralympics. Sorry, I'm laughing now. It's been a golden day in Rio for Paralympics GB with...
Most people know that pneumonia can be quite a serious illness and it's best treated with caution. In this context, 4 days off work doesn't sound like very long, but Hillary Clinton clearly feels there is no time to lose now, and she's probably right. So, she's been holding a rally this evening. She told cheering supporters it was good to be back on the campaign trail.
It was always going to be a carefully choreographed return. And so it was that after 4 days off, Hillary Clinton was back on the road to the strains of I Feel Good.
I have to say it's great to be back on the campaign trail. As you may know, I recently had a cough that turned out to be pneumonia. I tried to power through it, but even I had to admit that maybe a few days of rest would do me good.
After that rest, this was without question the most anticipated speech of her campaign so far.
There are just 54 days till Election Day, just 54 days till the most consequential vote of our lifetime.
And after days of speculation, she had a message and a rallying cry.
But nobody ever accuses me of quitting. And I will never give up. I'll never walk away, no matter how tough the going gets. Please come out and help us fight. Fight for you, fight for our children, fight for our families. Let's make America all that it should be. Thank you, and God bless you.
It was rousing stuff, and it needed to be in order to counter these images filmed on Sunday as she struggled to stay upright after becoming dehydrated while suffering from pneumonia. Her illness has significantly changed the campaign, with the focus shifting to physical fitness.
God bless
Whilst voters have heard from Hillary over the past days, it's Trump they've seen.
And in all fairness, she's lying in bed, getting better, and we want her better. We want her back on the trail, right? We want her back on the trail.
But for all the supposed good wishes, he's playing the health card as hard as he can.
I don't know, folks. You think Hillary would be able to stand up here for an hour and do this? I don't think so. I don't think so.
It's proving a winning message with the Trumpeteers.
Hillary's health is declining. I've heard she has a body double that makes a lot. I've even heard rumors that a doctor has said she's got the symptoms of Parkinson's. She has oncoming Parkinson's disease. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I heard that she's probably going to have to drop out of the race.
Come on. The only thing you're going to see is more people jumping on that Trump train and everybody jumping off that Hillary, whatever you want to call it.
Mr. Donald Trump.
To keep up the health pressure as well as fueling the speculation, Donald Trump used TV studios to release some of his medical history.
When you're running for president, I think you have an obligation to be healthy. I just don't think you can do the work if you're not healthy.
Hillary Clinton is all too aware of the scrutiny she'll now face. It may be only 54 days to the election, but they are likely to feel very long indeed.
Emma, I'm sure Hillary Clinton's supporters were bowled over by Donald Trump's sincerity there, but were they buoyed up by her performance, do you think?
I think they probably were buoyed up. They would be incredibly relieved that she'd actually got there, got back out on the road and managed to deliver the speech that she did without coughing and without really faltering. And it was a speech that looked at family, finance and faith. That hits well with the voters here. But what they are going to be really concerned about is the coming week. She's done that event, and when you watched her, she was moving quite slowly. Her breathing seemed to be quite shallow, and there was a look of uncertainty in her eye. So I suspect that they will be worried that she's got to sustain this pace for the best part of 2 months. So it's certainly not going to be easy, but she's got the first one under her belt tonight.
Emma, thank you very much indeed. The race certainly is far from over.
Time now for our weekly glance across the Atlantic and another valiant attempt to identify the most crucial developments of the last 7 days in America's escalating presidential election. Now, according to the polls, the battle between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump is getting closer by the day, while both candidates apparently remain committed to the tactic of attacking their opponent's weaknesses in preference perhaps to exploring their own strengths. Steve Hilton, the CEO of CrowdPack, a political crowdfunding and data site, and of course David Cameron's former advisor, is now based in America and joins us tonight from San Francisco, while the Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Mary Jordan, who's covering the contest for The Washington Post, is in Washington, D.C.
We will make America great again.
We'll fix it together.
Thank you both for joining us. Steve, we'll begin, I think, with you. Highlights, lowlights, or somewhere in the middle lights. What have you chosen for our delectation tonight?
Well, there's a lot to talk about, but the one I particularly wanted to start with was something Hillary Clinton said last Friday, actually the day that she was diagnosed with pneumonia. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it, but this is something she'd been saying allegedly in private fundraisers all summer long, but then in public at a glitzy fundraiser in New York with the entertainment provided by none other than Barbara Streisand. She told us exactly what she thinks, not just of Trump, but of Trump's supporters, and I think we have that clip now.
You could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
The basket of deplorables. Is it a good move or a bad move, Steve?
I think it's honestly a really big mistake. Her side are trying to say that actually this is good for her campaign because it puts into the conversation some of the more off-putting elements of Donald Trump's rhetoric. But in truth, what it really does is show the true voice, I think, of what I think has become a very arrogant ruling elite. And it's not just the Democrats. You hear exactly this kind of talk from the Republican establishment, who also hate Trump almost as much as Clinton does. But really what they're doing is showing that this election is dividing up in more interesting ways than we've seen up till now, where you've got working people who feel that whoever they voted for the last few decades, nothing's got better in their lives, and the elites that have been in charge. And actually we've seen that borne out by the data this week. There were new income figures published this week, which shows that 50% of all Americans earn less today than in 1999. And in fact, the bottom 10% earn less today than in the 1980s. And I think that is really driving this enormous sense of anger and resentment at the ruling elite, which she then insulted.
And yet, Mary Jordan, she does speak some truth. Donald Trump certainly leaves himself open to accusations of xenophobia, and his core support cheer him to the rafters, and he's attracted support from the likes of a former Grand Wizard of the KKK. Do you think Clinton was speaking truth and making a mistake, or something subtler than that?
Well, most definitely, it was a huge mistake. I mean, Donald Trump has already made an ad out of that. And I've gone to Trump rallies, and you see people with on their T-shirts it says the deplorables. This is clearly a huge mistake. Now, she broke the rule in politics. It's okay, and in fact, you're supposed to condemn racism and homophobia, but you don't condemn the voters that you need, in order to win.
In this case, half of them. We're very short of time tonight. I apologise. Mary, can you tell us what it is you've chosen to focus on from this week's electioneering?
Well, it's been a stellar week for Donald Trump. As you said, he's pulling even in the polls. So why don't we go to the clip today where he was capitalizing on the fact that Hillary Clinton has been out with pneumonia, where he used a TV doctor to tell all of the country that he is superbly fit. I mean, so theatrical and in some ways ridiculous.
If your health is as strong as it seems from your review of systems, why not share your medical records? Why not?
Well, I have really no problem in doing it. I have it right here. I mean, should I do it? I don't care. Should I do it? It's two letters. One is the report, and the other is from Lenox Hill Hospital.
So he's turning it into a game show, Mary Jordan, but is he winning it?
Well, he may be winning it. He is a reality TV star, right? And he shows the country over and over again how masterful he is at using TV. He went on TV and got an hour of it today to tell the country that his testosterone, get this, is really high. He has so much stamina, and he can hit a golf ball, better now at the age of 70 than when he was 30. He got a huge amount of airtime out of this, and yeah, I think he's a winner. I mean, it doesn't matter for a lot of voters that this doctor, Dr. Oz, has been condemned by people in Congress. The British medical journals said it's baseless. He's the guy, for instance, who says you should take coffee bean pills to lose weight. It doesn't matter. He got a lot of airtime, and I think it will help him.
And he is, of course, fully qualified. Very, very briefly, Steve Hilton, is this another chapter in the saga of post-truth politics?
I think it is. I think Mary put it really well. The whole thing is beyond parody, really. But I think, to be serious for a second, the real health story this week was obviously Hillary Clinton's actual health episode, as it's been described. And I think truly that will have an effect on perceptions amongst the more undecided voters about whether they want to take a risk on her versus Donald Trump, who does, through all this, project an aura of strength, whatever else you may think of him.
An aura of strength. Steve Hilton, Mary Jordan, many thanks indeed for your time tonight.
I've been getting away with it.